All right, Temur Dino Finale. If you've seen this stream before, you're going to be familiar with this combo. So the Finale combo is as follows. With Ral Storm Conduit in play, you cast Finale of... With Ral Storm Conduit in play, you -2 him, and he has to survive. Then after you've -2'd him, you cast Finale of Devastation with X's at least 4, which copies itself. So you have 2 copies of Finale of Devastation on the stack. The first copy of Finale of Devastation resolves and goes and gets Naru. Then Naru comes into play and copies the existing Finale still on the stack. So then you have 2 of them on the stack again. When it creates the copy, Ral deals the damage to your opponent. Then the copied Finale gets Mirror Image, and Mirror Image copies Naru, and the copied Naru copies the Finale again. And then because Naru is legendary, one of your Narus goes to the graveyard, which then the copied Finale, which dealt the damage with Ral, goes and gets back again, and you loop this, getting a Naru, copying Finale, and dealing a damage. It's like 6 clicks per 1 point of damage, but it is infinite, and they do die. Now, past the Ral plus Finale combo that we have going on here, we also have a combo that can draw the game. So Polyraptor entering play with Marauding Raptor creates an endless supply of 5/5s, which if we don't have a copy of Lightning Strike with 2 mana up to deal 2 damage to a Raptor before it can copy again, this does draw the game, because the game is just stuck in a loop with this and this, neither of them being optional, and it just makes endless things. Now, the important thing to note about Magic, and Arena does this correctly, is that Magic is not a best of 3 game. Magic is a first to 2 wins. So if you draw a game, you still need to win 2 games in that match to win the match. Also something interesting, we were talking about free-to-play metrics earlier. Packs are 1,000 gold each, right? It's been a while. Is that still a thing? They're 1,000 gold each? I actually have 85,000 gold at the moment. So I was saying, you can get 40 to 50 packs just playing. Like, if you play a lot, like, that's like half the next set almost, is 85 packs. Usually 200 packs or so gets me a full set. So like, I have 85 packs worth of gold just from doing my daily quests and playing in some constructed events. If you buy a tier 1 standard deck or a competitive standard deck, playing in the constructed events is great value, because if you go better than 2-2, you make a profit, and if you go 2-2, you break even. So one of the things I really like about Arena's structure for the monetization is that once you have your first deck, it's not hard to get more from there. Which is a good system for them being profitable, right? The system is basically put a little bit in, and then you'll be able to get a lot from there. The problem is, I've opened 250 packs of M20, and I only have 1 Kisis and 1 Yarok. Is that possible? Like, do you really open that few mythics with 4th card protection? Also, obviously, opening up packs. Hey, you've got a 35-month badge, chat. You're fine. You also end up with more than enough guaranteed wild cards to cover that. Well, no, you also just open mythics in your booster packs too. What's the drop rates of mythics and boosters, chat? Does anybody know? No, it's 1 to 30 for a wild card. But what's the chance of your random rare in your booster being replaced by a random mythic? Mythics are 1 in 20 online. Do you have a source for that, Socio Penguin? If you're never going to give me an answer, please cite a source. Thanks. Yeah, people have posted infinite different numbers, so don't post numbers unless you're going to post a source with it, please. It's on the bottom of the store page. We can check. All right, what are we doing with these finales here? I don't really have a good 3 to go get, do I? Yeah, I really don't. I guess I just do this, attack for 6, and next turn I go get a Ripjaw Raptor. What does 1 to 24 mean? Because rares say 1 to 24 as well, so I don't think that means what you think it means. That's the rate wild cards show up in packs. Yeah, there's a lot of... See, there's a ton of metrics around this, and nobody knows which one's the actual one we're actually talking about. Can you translate that page for me, Pagua? What does that actually mean? Am I supposed to shoot this Curious Obsession? I feel like I'm probably supposed to shoot Curious Obsession at some point. I think I'm leaving that there. This matchup's probably really bad for us. We don't have that efficient of a clock, and we don't really have good removal, at least not in the main deck. We have a bunch of Lava Coils on the board. We don't have any Fries in this configuration. I think when they attack this turn, I'm going to destroy this Curious Obsession. Yeah, that's why I'm not asking for anecdotal evidence, DMS. I'm asking for what the actual posted. You get a mythic based on X. When I ask someone to cite a source, just for future reference, if I ever ask you to cite a source on this channel, anecdotal evidence is not an appropriate source. Each pack you open that does not redeem for a wild card of particular will increase the drop rate of wild cards that are ready for the next pack. But that doesn't tell me what I'm asking. I want to know how often do you actually open mythics versus actual regular rares. We're super dead here, right? Just don't have anything to do. Yeah, Fling Sweep's pretty good here. I guess Whirly Boy. We have one Ceratops. I'm just gonna turn into a dinosaur deck. Let's just try and be a dino deck. Doesn't say just the wildcard data. Sure. I believe it's not posted. 10 billion, thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people making a lot of great stuff on Twitch right now. So shipping your Beza bucks this way this month and keeping me around. The data on Arena Pro looks like 1 to 8 for normal drops. Yeah, I'd believe that. Someone said it's like 1 to 8 in normal booster packs, right? That would make sense. It's 1 to 8 because it's the same as in paper. So if you opened 240 packs, that's what, 30 mythics, right? That's how math works. So you get 30 mythics in 250 packs. How many unique mythics are there per set? That's a metric we should know, right? 15. So there's 60 mythics. So you need, so with 250 packs or 240 packs, you'll get half the mythics. But 240 packs also gives you 8 mythic wild cards too, right? So so for 240 packs, you'll have a complete playset minus whatever small number of mythics we just said. So like 30 plus 8, you're missing 22 mythics. I'm gonna keep that for now. Well, I mean, like, obviously we're not proving someone wrong, DMS. Like, I was just wondering if that's possible. And obviously it's possible. Like, that's what they've experienced. So, like, telling them that their experience is wrong is obviously not. So it's not about proving anything. It's about knowing what the information says is possible. Which, that's a metric that's good to know. So, like, when people say, well, what does it cost to get a full set? You know, often it's like, well, are you talking about mythics? Are you talking about rares and commons and uncommons? So, like, saying, I can now say 240 bucks gets you everything except 22 mythics on average. Which that sounds like it's accurate from the math. You just have so many expensive monsters here, gonna get tempoed out of the game. I guess Scary Terry is still pretty far off from popping, so that gives us some hope. If we get, like, some Ripjaws down here, we might have a chance. Or they might not even attack with Cerulean Drake this turn if they want to block. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, because then next turn I can go double Ripjaw and race them. That's true. That doesn't count the vault. When you open 240 packs, you're probably cracking a vault. Terramander is Scary Terry. I've been playing since last October, and I haven't opened the vault. Is that normal? Yeah, you must not be buying many packs. So the vault only fills in the event that you're opening commons and uncommons that you don't. So the vault only fills with commons and uncommons now. So if you're not opening an extreme number of booster packs, you're never going to see the vault. If you're not someone that's completing sets, and then if you're never seeing gems from rare cards, you're probably not getting close to a vault. Yeah, free to play players will probably never see the vault. Which, if you've never seen it before, it's incredibly disappointing. It's like 1 mythic wild card, 2 rares, and 3 uncommons. You're not missing out. One thing, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, did they say the cards that they're going to introduce directly to Historic, did they say what rarity they're going to be? Does anybody know? Are they going to be mythics? Are they going to be rares? Like, well, they said, so they're going to be the rarity they're printed at in paper. Is that, because that would be an answer. So, like, sure, but, like, I'm saying, like, are they guaranteed to be the rarity they're at in paper? Because I wouldn't think that that would be a guarantee. I would think they could print them to be whatever they want, right? Like, they could say all of these are mythics, or all of these are rares. I don't think they were specific, but I could have missed it. Yeah, I needed Dino Stirrings to not be another land. Our hand was all lands and it's not going anywhere now. And they had the mono blue nut draw here on the play. 1 drop into Curious Obsession. I mean, they also said you're gonna be able to play in events, and playing in the events will get you full play sets of these cards. So, like, even if they made them mythics, that would just make playing in the events that much more valuable. Raptor's a good hit here because it lets me play a creature out this turn while also blocking this. I really hope they support Pauper, or not Pauper, Historic Commander. Hopefully they're smart enough to realize that's good money for them. Alright, so if they have an unsummon, we're basically dead here. We're probably dead anyways, but, you know. Aether Gust, also dead. That's a really good example again. Our deck's just, like, pretty clunky, and we didn't have a lot of interaction in those hands. Now, our second 2 decks are going to undo all of Sultai Yarok's hard work. Yeah, I agree, Just Lucky. If they're smart, they're also going to pick cards to add to Arena that are good cube cards. So that way, like, a year from now, they can introduce a cube on Arena. Yeah, I bet after, like, the 2nd or 3rd drop of Arena-only cards, once we have, like, you know, like a dozen sets on Arena, we'll probably see a cube. Like, Cube makes infinite money on Magic Online. I can't even fathom how much money Cube would make them on a good piece of software. Yeah, Holiday 2020, I could see that. They didn't say Historic Brawl, but they did mention Historic Singleton. I feel like after they've spent so much time worried about, like, the too many buckets problem of dividing people up too much, once they introduce Brawl, I feel like they should, once they introduce Brawl, they should probably just do away with normal Singleton. But I don't have strong opinions on that either way, but it seems like those would overlap a lot. So, Marty, adding a cube is much easier, I would imagine, than adding human drafters. You're back! Guess who's back? Back again. Declan's back. Tell a friend. I'm back. Are you funny? You think you're funny? Our opponent's timing out, Declan.
the TikTok candy, the clockwork candy, TikTok, 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 TikTok. Candy time!
Someone asked what a cube is, by the way. A cube is a custom Magic draft format where there's one of each card, but it's not a normal set. People choose cards from all over Magic's history to put in their cubes.
Well, why those ones are that way and those ones are looking up?
Because they're different patterns, so they can look sweet. They're fun.
Because they're different ways.
Dad is on his last deck of the day, and after he finishes this deck and does his wrap-up, we can play some villains, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
I sit in your chair.
You can sit in my chair if you're quiet. Some cubes are not singleton. That's fair. Most cubes I've ever played are singleton. Are the Moto cubes singleton? I feel like the Moto cubes are singleton. It's weird that we've gotten from nearly incomprehensible toddlers to, oh yeah, that's an actual sentence with ideas. It's weird, right? If you're someone that's looking for a Switch game to play with your kids, cannot recommend DC Lego Villains enough. Most of the Lego series are pretty good, but some of the ones that I've played are kind of buggy and crash occasionally, and Villains I've played through almost in its entirety with almost no issues.
That one doesn't crash, right, Daddy?
It does not crash. It's great.
Well, only the Quibble game, because we played it 10 times.
The Incredible game does crash a lot. It's very sad.
Well, we just gotta try again, right?
Yep, you just gotta try again. And to be fair, Declan gets really good at the levels in Lego Incredibles when we play them for the second and third time because they crashed. Tamiyo, aim. So next turn we'll go Raptor Ripjaw. Draw 2 cards.
Wait, what card are playing?
I got a Dino card. Raptor.
Oh, that's my window.
It's your favorite one? You like the dinosaur cards?
Wait, why don't we wait your dinosaurs? Why can't wait your dinosaurs?
Because my dinosaurs are big and strong. Why is Ral in our deck? Because we took our dinosaur deck and we added an adorable combo to it.
Dinosaur!
He's been evicted. He's actually been pretty good today.
I think you will find my notes helpful.
Been in and out. Some okay cameos. Yarok, eh? The kid is the perfect embodiment of the deck. He is a pretty good embodiment. You're not wrong. Chainwhirler sounds great against their against the Risen Reef deck. I put in a couple of Lava Coils, I think. It probably clicks a bit. Seems fine. Oh, he's playing in the room behind me. Let's close the door. No interest in Flame Sweep. I guess I don't know that they're Yarok Field. I should have paid closer attention to the lands, but I don't think there's a guarantee that they're playing Yarok Field. If they have Field of the Dead, I'll bring in Flame Sweep, but we did not see Field, right? They just had, I thought they had all lands that made Colors of Mana in play. Maybe they are. Yeah, I guess they are. I just wasn't paying close enough attention. Well, we're actually set up for the combo here. So we just need to get 2 more mana.
You like the gauntlets? I built them myself.
I'm bottom that. Yeah, definitely Yarok Field. So, okay. Hopefully they take Regisaur. Perfect. I think I'm gonna Finale for Chainwhirler this turn. Doink. And then we drew the untapped land for next turn, so that's nice.
I'm really into current affairs.
Sure, Ripjaw sounds like a fine backup in the event that they have another discard spell or a way to interact with one of our stuff. If they have like an Assassin's Trophy here, for instance, we could be in a little bit of trouble. Want them to just like tap out for something. Hopefully they like play another land and play another Rejuvenator, or like play a land, play a Risen Reef. Would be ideal. We don't want them to Thought Erasure or Trophy us. Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
I'll lose some.
So I can go get a 4-drop. I guess I could go get a Regisaur as well. I feel like we're pretty unlikely to win from here. I guess they could have nothing, but like if they have like a Cavalier or a Yarok, we're probably not going to be able to win an honest game here. We got pretty fortunate to have a pretty aggressive draw to win an honest game, game 1. And like, there's only one other Ral in my deck, so I don't really want to risk, like... Yeah, I don't think this is beatable. Well, at least I didn't find a Field of the Dead. Oh, that's a good draw. Fair. Yeah, Nexus is kind of interesting to leave in against us. To be fair, I think if you haven't seen me play a bunch, it's probably not super intuitive to know that should be cut. Alright, if this is a blank, we have a pretty good attack here. Have another trophy. Just gotta smash. Oh, you know what? I should have scryed because I get to draw a card for this Ripjaw Raptor. Yeah, I should have scryed first. Yeah, this is gonna find a spell. Tilt. I think I want to do better than that now at this point. So I could have bottomed that and then had a Raptor to play this turn. They can crank this too. I guess they're not dead on board now too. Oh, okay. Well, there's your Nexus Fate. Wow, seems premature. They were not dead on board, right? Because they could block a dino. They could go to 1, right? They could block a dino. They could crack their blast zone, take 6. Sounds pretty good. Mana's a little bit painful, but otherwise fine. And that last game was a good example of why Drover the Mighty tends to be a really sweet ramp spell, because it's a ramp spell that like actually beats down. Which one of the kind of sweet things in general about this deck is that we have like 2 aggressively slanted ramp creatures. So I was a little greedy there and took Ripjaw as opposed to taking a land. We'll see if that comes back to bite us or not. That's a little scary. Less scary. I mean, you just draw another 5-drop Hollow Knight, or you draw another removal spell. Because they go to 1, and then I have 2 3/3s, and they still have a blocker. So like, I feel like if you feel like you can't survive from there, you need to rethink why you're playing the deck. This feels so good. That's such a good one too. It's like bump bump. I'm going to drop Mirror Image on Ripjaw next turn, which is great. Would like a land, please. Perfect. You don't have to be sad dinos are rotating out. You'll be able to play them for forever in Historic. That's why Historic's wonderful. Anything you love now is going to live on for the foreseeable future. It's not like last year, if you were sad about Standard, it was gone because those cards weren't playable in Modern. But this year, Historic, like, brings a whole new world to it. A whole new world. A new place to play dinos. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Bear-do-do-do. I'll stop now. Untapped land here would be great. Actually, the Ravager Wurm can cast already, right? Because of this. Pretty good. Untapped land would still be good because somebody gets to attack with Drover here as well. But it appears to be the Nexus quasi-duplicate deck. Perfect. Y'all ready to slam? Hit that smash button. Gobble gobble. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Disdainful Stroke is absurd in this matchup. Lightning Strike does kill Wild Growth Walker, which is nice. Bronte seems not great. Chainwhirler sounds reasonable. I know this card was good there, but I think a lot of the time they're going to have things that this can't fight profitably, so I probably want to cut it. I feel like especially on the draw, I want to go down on some of these things and be a little bit more interactive. The Ravager Wurm animation was fantastical. That was one of my favorite parts about playing the Temur Climb deck. Just like, and worm people. Let's get you. It's nice to have a refuge from the complaining about historic. Thanks for the quarter of a year, Taboo. And something just to comment on the complaining in general. I think something that's important to remember is that at the end of the day, even if people are making what you and I would consider to be like bad or lazy or silly points, at the core, people complaining about things related to Magic, they're doing it because they love Magic, right? Like, they're upset because it's a part of the game that they're not going to get to experience for one reason or another, right? And like, obviously, not every format has to appeal to every player, but I think it's important to remember that like they're coming from a place of love in general. I think like they don't want Magic to suck. Basically, they wanted it to suck. They would just like sit back and let it suck. Did you see Watsy doing some PR stuff on Twitter about cards to add to historic? And people are already complaining about potential suggestions. Yeah, sounds right. Sounds like peak Twitter. You're definitely right. It does get old. I concur. I think I'm gonna kill Land War Elves here because 5 mana is kind of a pivotal mana point for my opponent. So I'd like to kind of keep them off that for a second if possible. We really love to draw a Ral next turn. If we draw a Ral next turn, we can combo them in 2 turns. Pray waits. And they might have good reasons as to why they don't like change, but now how it makes them feel, right? I think, I'm not quite sure I followed the English in your sentence there. Maybe there's missing a word? At any rate, thanks for the 4 months. How do you feel about playing Regisaur in the Reanimator deck? It's a big threat on 3 and lets you put cards into your graveyard. Are you talking about Rotting Regisaur? Yeah, we've played that in Reanimator decks before. It's fine. I don't know that it's good, but it's fine. This might actually be a game where we try and draw the game. So I need 10 mana to get Poly.
Let me aid your research.
In general, in my experience, utilizing sites like Reddit and Twitter as just glorified RSS feeds tends to be a lot less frustrating than like just don't read the comments. You probably don't need me to tell you that, but just don't read the comments. I actually think Leonin Arbiter is very good in Legacy. The power level of cards is format contextual, and I think Leonin Arbiter is fine in Legacy. Yeah, the fun of Chainwhirler has been excellent against all these Risen Reef decks. It's been real good. It might give us time to pressure them out of this game. We'd love to draw another Finale or our copy of Mirror Image so we can Chainwhirler them again. Would be the ideal pickup here. If not, we still have okay attacks, but another Chainwhirler would be ideal. What's up, dude? Why did you bring me this?
Because.
Okay. We can play some later if you want. One of the things Declan has been, actually Jake too, both of them. I have an old chess set from when I was a kid. So we've been playing, not actually playing chess, but like moving pieces around the board and capturing each other, etc. Capturing pieces. We'll see if they want to block here or not. They might not have a good reason as to why they don't like the historic change, but they know how it makes them feel, right? Yeah, I think so. I also think a lot of the people complaining, they're just coming from the wrong point. Like, a lot of the complaints I saw is people were upset that how they were structuring historic was going to make it hard for new players to get into, but that's the goal. Like, their goal is to not have historic be the jumping in point for people. They want historic to be somewhat of a walled garden, right? It's a fun idea, Mixmaster. We picked up, actually, for people who aren't in Discord and don't follow me on Twitter, I updated my shot of some of my favorite board games after this last year, and the point salad game in there actually ended up being a really good one to play with the kids. It's a good game in general. Like, I like playing it with adults, but it ended up working really well with the kids too. You have 2 more blockers. They're currently dead on board, right? Need 2 more blockers. And we can draw a removal spell, a Finale, or a Chainwhirler. What you got?
Daddy,
What's up, dude?
you want me out there? I'm gonna show you something. Something that looks like a box.
Selective Snare, Abe. This is not lethal, right? Not quite, but close. So, the Regisaur can't attack here, but everything else can. So let's just do this. Now I'll get to draw a card for them blocking Ripjaw, probably. So, when I was hitting buttons, I didn't consider the fact that they were going to get to Cavalier here, which lets them selective snare most of my board. I guess I'm a little bit diversified. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's a little awkward. At least there's not like a mass manipulation in here, I guess. If they're fortunate, they could Tamiyo plus get Nexus and we could never get another turn, right? That's probably their line. Like, I assume there's 4 Nexus in their deck. They have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. God, I hope they ban Nexus in Historic. Speaking of Historic, I really hope that card's not legal. There's only 26 cards in their deck, so if they take even 2 turns, yeah, like they get 2 Tamiyo activations to hit it now, and it thins that many cards out. No, Nexus is not banned in Modern, but Modern is so fast and brutal that it's not competitive there. And basically, I am hoping Historic is not fast and brutal to the point where Nexus isn't playable. For formats where Nexus isn't playable, produce a lot of bad games a lot of the time. Is the TLDR. Alright, if they find one more, I'm going to concede.
To the library.
The off chance they miss on this one and the next one, we'll keep going, but once they hit one more, like there's only 19 cards in their deck, they're pretty likely to go from here. Brutal. This gives them extra looks here too. They probably should have kept that, right? That gave them 4 more looks. All right, 17 cards. They need to miss on 5 here, unless they already have a Tamiyo in their hand. So if they hit a Nexus here, I'm going to concede. Well, that's a quasi-duplicate. Quasi-duplicate lets them live, doesn't it? So lets them gain 6 more, up to 13. Maybe. So they block 2, and they take 12. I can do 12 next turn. That's so unfortunate. Oh, I can crank this up to... I believe I have them exactly dead at the moment. I'll like play a few matches of this format and be like, man, I wonder why people are so spent on the standard format. It's like got some really sweet things going on in it, and then like you hit Nexus of Fate and you're like, oh right, people don't want to play against Nexus of Fate. I forgot. So close and yet so far. Yeah, no Nexus is a big upside to best of 1 for sure. Hopefully this Commune with Dinos hits one of our 4 what's it called? 2-mana Raptors. Yikes. Unfortunate that I can't find Drover. I'm playing the Stomping Ground here as opposed to the Breeding Pool, because this way if I draw the 2-drop next turn, I can play tapped land plus a 2-mana red spell. Without the 2-drop, this hand just kind of doesn't do anything, and I kind of expect to just die here. Well, they don't have Jade Light Rangers. That's a good start for us. If they have Cavalier of Thorns, that also stonewalls us pretty well. If we can... We might be able to fumble our way into the combo. Yeah, exactly, Pokemon. Like, I haven't hit Bogles for a while. Alright, let's go for the meme. Yeah, I think the Risen Reef is definitely a better shell for this combo, Marty. This build, so one of the... My child brought me his toy because it won't stop beeping, so I'll be right back.
I am Tamiyo. It is an honor to meet you. Seek and find.
Yeah, we're just very dead from here. I'm gonna give this one more try, but I feel like this. So we've played some other versions of Team Morale Finale combo, and the last couple we played felt okay-ish. This one feels really forced. It feels like we've just splashed blue into an otherwise reasonable deck, making it much worse. We don't have any consistent way to find either of our combo pieces, so like, we just like randomly drawing Narus and other bad cards. The finales have been okay in and of themselves a few times, but the Real and these random Naru pieces have been super awkward. And I feel like a Risen Reef Shell's probably better. Yeah, I'm sure it's especially weird for you all, because for us, it's been gradual as they've put words together. But like, as the kids were really starting to talk, this became my job, so they went into daycare full-time. So like, y'all, a lot of the people who are old school regulars, like, went from just hearing them, you know, be babies and toddlers to like, oh, they're actual kids now and they have sentences and thoughts. What do you got?
Come out here.
Just gonna run the no blocks here. If they want to bump up the jam, I think that's fine. Yep. Like, this is a good example, right? Like, if we were playing, like, an actual dinosaur deck, like, we'd probably be okay here if these were, like, spells with text boxes. But, like, because we're trying to play this super cute thing, like, if these were just, like, castable removal spells or dinosaurs, they'd be perfectly fine. But they're not, so we're pretty far behind. It is a little unfortunate that Twitch chat didn't decide to start forming their thoughts into complete sentences. You're right. Alright, I think I'm just going to keep that there, because next turn that allows me to go Drover plus Lightning Strike, so hopefully I can clear out this Knight, plus play my Dork, and then we'll have Regisaur the following turn. Well, I don't really care about what the quality of deck we're playing against, Marty. I just didn't want to lose 2 more points of rank on a deck that's probably not winning another match. More money for Jeff's complete sentences. Thank you for the 4 months, December. I appreciate you keeping me around. Welcome back. Yeah, I probably should have attacked Soren. I agree.
Storms are like a symphony, and I am a great conductor. I cannot be killed.
I don't know. I guess there's a world where I could have blocked last turn. Maybe. Alright, so I'm throwing away my 3/3 to kill their Soren. But I think that's fine. We're still in a good position to race here.
Darkness will always return.
That's pretty good, because it lets the Sanctum Seeker attack in this turn. Oh, probably dead. Again, just like, why aren't you a piece of interaction? Yeah, I'm kind of off this one. Yeah, Citadel is much too slow for vampires. Yeah, I'm gonna be done with this one. Yeah, so overall, I've liked a lot of the Naru finale shells in the past. I felt like this one was really forced. I felt like we took a deck that's just like pretty close to tier and red-green dinos and made it pretty significantly worse by putting a bunch of cute stuff inside of it. So this one was kind of a miss for me overall. At any rate, that's gonna be the last one for me for today, folks. I really appreciate all the support. Remember, if you're looking for more stuff for myself, you can check out my website and my YouTube channel. My schedule moving forward between now and rotation is gonna be 2 modern decks from about 7 a.m. till about 10 a.m. in the mornings. Then I'm gonna be doing 2 standard decks from 10 a.m. till about 1 p.m. And then after 1 o'clock, I might end early on some days, but I'm also going to do some variety stream. I think tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to wrap up with some more of the Warhammer TCG that I've been playing. I think we're going to dip into some Overwatch later this week as well. So, doing anything with the holiday? I'm not. We had friends over on Saturday to hang out and play a bunch of board games. So today we're just taking it easy. Probably going to do my post stuff and then head to the gym. So, thanks everyone for watching. I'll catch all of y'all around tomorrow, hopefully. Let's find someone streaming standard to host. Oh, wait. I'm going to host Bob. Bob is on. Or Bob was on. Haha. Watch Bob play Modern.